Welcome back, guys, to 366 Days of Hope. My name is Pearl, and I'm here to share, of course, our next topic, which is know your inner circle. Our inner circle is so important because these are the people that we can trust, that we feel safe with, that we can be transparent with, we can give our ideas to, and that will support us. And even if they disagree, we will never feel like their disagreement is going to fracture our relationship, or that somehow any conflict between us wouldn't be able to be resolved. And I think that these people, if they are in your inner circle, they are a winner. Keep them, hold on to them. One of the things that I was listening to that really kind of encouraged me to share this video was a podcast that I was listening to called Science Psychology, and it was with Kim Mills, and she had Dr. Richard Slatcher on her show, and they were sharing a lot of like different case studies that were going on in terms of interpersonal relationships, the closeness of relationships, the effects of, positive and negative relationships based on the type of intimate level that you have with these people in the realm of relationships. And as I thought about this, I realized something, that all of the relationships that make you grow are the ones that you're the closest to. And that made me realize that those that don't have really close relationships are the ones who do not really grow at all. They stay in the same mental state of mind, and they don't really grow because they don't have other people kind of shaping them and working with them. And so I don't know if you've ever experienced this, where you meet someone or you've known someone for many years and it seems like they've not changed at all. They've been sort of stuck, and you're not in their inner circle. You're sort of like maybe an acquaintance, maybe you're like in the third circle, and you're sort of an observer of this individual, and you just kind of look at them and realize, wow, like this is where they were and they're still kind of in that same place. And I've noticed that people who don't have a good social network don't have really strong growth, and that's one of the things that they were kind of talking about in this podcast. And I put the link down in the bottom. One of the things that I've also noticed with inner circles is the fact that in your inner circles, these are the people that you can bounce concepts with when you're dealing with serious conflicts interpersonally with other people. And generally, the people in your inner circle are, I would say, have your best interests at heart. And that's so important, that we need to be able to harness, because of the fact that if we don't have these kind of relationships and we don't have people sharing advice or giving us advice on different viewpoints, we're going to become so narrow-minded in our perspective about something, and we're not going to see it from multiple aspects. And it really does help for us to have that, because it gets you out of your own head and grows you. I'm sure a lot of people already know this, but people who have strong social networks and relationships, generally they tend to have less health issues. They tend to be emotionally stable, and they don't have a lot of mental health issues. So I feel that the reason why there's such a rise of mental health issues is because people weren't allowed to socialize for a time frame, and now people are more anxious about being able to go out or whatever it may be. And the reality is, we need to learn to overcome those things and break free from it. And I know in a previous video, I definitely discussed, do not be afraid, and I believe it was day 21. But these are really important mental issues that we're being challenged with currently. And I find it funny that we didn't really have too many of this, or it wasn't as well known, maybe, because before I felt like it was more communal in the United States in the past than it is now, based on what I've heard my grandparents have said, and people in like who grew up in the 50s and 40s people didn't have to lock their doors. People were more open. People were more, friendly. They were more willing to help each other out if they saw somebody hurt. So we definitely see that mental health has really shifted and increased because I feel like we're much more disconnected. So when you think about your inner circle, think about the quality of that inner circle and how you want your inner circle to help you grow. And one of the things that they mentioned in this podcast that really encouraged me is they said that people who have healthy relationships 20 years down the line, the things that they used to be easily stressed about did not end up affecting them as much, or they were less triggered by those stressors, which tells me we're capable of adapting to stress, and we're capable of, as the Bible says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I think that's an important thing, is that we are capable of doing that if we're having the right people in our inner circle to teach us how to manage our stress, how to cope. Because when we're having conflict with the people in our inner circle, and because it's a healthy relationship, they're teaching us the proper way of handling the stress so that we're not creating fractured relationships. And in fact, we're solidifying our relationships even more because we now know how to manage conflict. And I think the more that we practice healthy conflict resolution, the better we're going to be able to deal with all of our mental health issues down the line. So with that said, may you live, thrive, and have a healthy inner circle. Take care, guys. Bye.